We're going to begin the 5:30 today with continuing coverage of the potential Child Victims Act settlement being considered by the Catholic Diocese. New documents obtained by On Your Side Investigative has found that it could tap into a major asset. And coming up in just a few minutes, I'll be joined by an attorney for the Buffalo Diocese victims. But first, we get the latest details on this case from investigative reporter Sean Mickey. Sean.
Claudine, documents filed in court and obtained by On Your Side make clear that the proceeds of the $3.75 billion sale of Fidelis Care are on the table. 6 Catholic dioceses in New York filed for bankruptcy while facing thousands of lawsuits from people who say they were sexually abused by clergy as children. The bishops of New York used proceeds from the 2018 sale of Fidelis to create the Mother Cabrini Fund, a nonprofit with the stated mission of providing care to low-income and vulnerable populations. Documents filed Thursday in federal bankruptcy court show the use of the fund has been discussed in mediated settlement negotiations, and diocesan attorneys have privately discussed its use as well.
Sean, can you tell me what has been the reaction from this news by the actual church leaders?
Now, we did reach out to the Diocese of Buffalo. They say they are not looking to use the fund. The Archdiocese of New York declined to comment. Claudine?
Sean, thank you for that report tonight. Great work. I'm joined now by Paul Barr, an attorney for child sex abuse victims. And thanks so much, Paul, for joining me on the 5:30. We know that you have detailed your story in the past. And so you're very upfront about the fact that you had been molested when you were just a teenager. How does what you're hearing today impact you as well as your clients?
I wish I could say it made me hopeful. I mean, this has been such a long haul that I greet it with skepticism. My experience of the bishops is that they've been disingenuous. And learning this, I greet it with skepticism, but a hopeful skepticism.
When you talk with your clients and other victims, what is it that they really want to see?
So, to a person, my clients all want justice. They feel betrayed, they feel let down, and they continue to feel betrayed and let down by this process that's been dragging out for 5 years. I've lost some clients who passed away and never saw their justice. One client I think of in particular, very sadly, never got to see the name of the Monsignor removed from the parish hall where she was abused as a child 60 years ago.
You know, when you listen to Sean's report, and I know you're still trying to dissect it as well, but you hear about money being moved around by the diocese, maybe to not have to pay out settlements. As a lawyer, when you look at that, do you think that's what the diocese was doing? They were just trying to move that money from this shelf to this shelf so that maybe they don't have to pay settlements out to the victims?
Well, there's not a doubt in my mind that that's what they did. It's from their playbook that's gone on in dioceses all over the country. One in particular I can think of well, I'm not exactly sure where, Wisconsin or Minneapolis, where they moved money into a cemetery fund. And it was sheltered there until attorneys were able to get to that fund. And much of the money was distributed to people that really deserved it.
Do you think they'll ever see funds?
I think there will come a day when this case will end, yes. It's just going to be a long haul. Justice will be forced on them if they don't do the right thing themselves.
Hearing about this mediation today, and once again, I know you're still trying to go through it and figure it out, and then not hearing anything from the diocese, right? They're not responding or not saying much of anything just yet. Does any of this surprise you?
No, again, I've been told so many things, even directly by bishops in person, that never came about, that weren't true. So they're going to hold their cards as close as they can. They behave like any other corporate entity that I've ever experienced and been involved with, or any insurance carrier. They treat this very adversarial with the people that they are supposed to be shepherding.
Are you disappointed?
I'm disappointed.
So what's next?
Well, negotiations will continue and gradually. They'll do whatever they decide to do with their funds, and I'm hoping that eventually justice will be had, and my clients and all the survivors who were victimized by the priests will see justice, and I'd like to see the bishops retain some credibility, because I know a lot of people turn to the church for their own care.
Paul Barr, an attorney for child abuse sex victims, and he is also a survivor as well. Thanks so much for joining me on the 5:30, and thank you for your candor today. We really appreciate you being here.